Good morning. Today we are going to talk about spatulas and how to use a spatula, what types of spatula you're going to need in your kitchen, and all about spatula related sports, spatula related uses in laboratories, and more. So today we're going to first start off with the definition. So spatula is a small implement with a broad, flat, flexible blade used to mix, spread, and lift material including foods, drugs, plaster, paints, as of course I mentioned the laboratory, sports even, which I'm going to talk about later on in this TED Talk. So, the history, origin of the spatula. The use of the spatula can be dated thousands of years ago when humans developed tools with bone and stone and marrow for scraping and other activities. Spatulas have been seen in the 15th century. There's evidence that has been found in archaeological remains in Greece and Rome. In Greece, it's known as the spathe, a large sheathing bract enclosing the flower cluster of certain plants, especially the spadix of arums and palms. Early 16th century, from the Latin word for a flat piece of wood, a splint. Some claims have been made saying a person named Horace Spatula invented it in the year 1798. However, that seems unlikely as much earlier, as I mentioned, spatulas or spatula-like tools have been seen in archaeological digs. In recent centuries, it evolved to what has become a modern-day kitchen utensil, one of which, besides the knife, has been used most frequently in kitchens today. The use in laboratories. In laboratories, spatulas and microspatulas are small stainless steel utensils used for scraping, transferring, or applying powders and paste like chemicals or treatments. A stainless laboratory spatula is stainless steel, and it can be seen in different types of spatulas, such as the double spatula, which could be straight, bent, flexible, micro spatulas, which are double-ended, micro double spatulas, which are bent, double spatula type Chataway, cement spatula, mortar spatulas, a spatula with a knob, micro spatulas, and double-ended flat spatulas. Lots of spatula talk. So, for kitchen use, we have the types of spatulas include slotted spatula. So this type of spatula is used for food items when it is required to lift solid and let liquids drain. A wok spatula is used, as the name refers to, in a wok. So it's in a large wok, and it's supposed to measure from one side of the wok to the other side. One moment while I'm sipping my coffee. A mixing spatula, mostly used for mixing batters, scraping food from the sides of the pan while cooking, or for transferring contents from one bowl to another. A lifting spatula, as the term suggests, is for lifting or turning or flipping hot foods being cooked. An offset spatula, mostly used by bakers. It simplifies the entire task of lifting cakes, pies, and pastries, as well as spreading the frosting on the cake. Rubber spatula is used for mixing, lifting, or serving. However, it's not meant to cook with any temperatures that are extremely hot. You have to be very careful with the rubber spatulas because it'll cause the rubber spatula to melt. Wooden spatula are particularly useful in cooking and preparation. Wood, being a low conductor of heat, is most suitable when cooking over a fire or a stove. A non-stick spatula is one of the more important tools that is necessary in the kitchen. A metallic spatula cannot be used in non-stick vessels as it will scratch the surface of the vessel. So, as it's made of metal, it's not usually good to use when you're using a surface that's meant for non-scratching. Telling them apart, as we've already discussed the differences, we can also describe the differences between spatulas to flippers and turners. So it's a broad statement but bakers use flexible rubber or silicone spatulas to coax butter and dough from their bowls, or stiffer versions as a mixing implement similar to a wooden spoon. I see the differences between the spatula and the uses between the spatula in the kitchen and the laboratory as very different, but the actual implement is rather similar, except in sizes. Choosing your spatula, so this is for food. An associate food editor for Sauvier, Judy Hobert, mentioned that for flipping and turning foods while pan-searing or sauteing, I use at least 4 different types of spatulas depending on what I'm cooking. So it's always important to have spatulas in your kitchen, at the very least 4. I myself have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spatulas in my own personal kitchen.